On this edition of Your Tiger Ticket, it's 2018, and the Tigers are in the first year of a complete rebuild. Tigerfest welcomes fans to its annual pilgrimage to Comerica Park. Two former Tigers finally get the call from the Hall of Fame. All that and more on the 2018 opening edition of Your Tiger Ticket. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Your Tiger Ticket. It's Tigerfest 2018. Fans getting excited about the new year, but first a look back. The 2017 season started like many in recent memory, with Detroit hoping to contend for a playoff run. But by midsummer, the ball club was out of the race, and Detroit started dismantling its once powerful roster and began laying the foundation for a new run at a championship. Spring training started with a heavy cloud hanging over the Tigers. Longtime owner and team icon Mike Ilitch passed away without experiencing his dream of winning a World Series.
It goes beyond just baseball when you talk about what Mike Ilitch has done for the area, when you talk about what he's done for the city of Detroit. You see everything that's taking place now. He was the leader of that way back when, with buildings like the Fox Building and with Comerica Park. Been instrumental in every part of it. He's passionate about the city of Detroit. He always was, and emphasized it to his organization.
Slugger extraordinaire Miguel Cabrera's back problems bothered him most of the year, a season where Miggy posted career low numbers. It was at some point in the summer, with no hope of contending, that management made the decision to essentially start over, to drastically cut what was the second highest payroll in the game. In July, J.D. Martinez was traded to Arizona, and that opened up the floodgates. Soon thereafter, other big names were sent packing as well. Justin Upton, Alex Avila, Justin Wilson. But the most monumental pink slip was given to longtime ace Justin Verlander, dealt to Houston, where he would finally earn a coveted World Series ring. The cleaning house mode reduced the Tigers to a losing franchise. 64 victories, 98 defeats on the season, the worst record in the majors. Ron Gardenhire, who in 13 seasons at Minnesota led the Twins to 6 divisional titles, gets hired as manager to help the Tigers rebound with this rebuild. The Arizona dugout last year, I asked you about getting back into managing. You said, well, my stress level's really down. I like it where it is. What changed your mind?
3-year contract most of the time.
Okay.
Pretty much. I mean, they came and offered me a 3-year deal, and I interviewed a couple of different clubs, and honestly, being out on the bench in Arizona was kind of one of those. I really enjoyed being back on the field. I really enjoyed watching the game and kind of, you know, the strategy part of it. You know, I miss managing. So, you know what, when the Tigers came, I've always had a passion for this organization and this field, and coming into this town, I've always loved it, how they just love this baseball team and all the history of it. So this is a good fit. Rebuild is normally saved for automobiles. But you know what, I understand it. We're trying to do some things here, and from the minor league system all the way through, the way we go about it and develop our system. And you know what, in the past we've traded away prospects to bring in, you know, big free agents and all these things, and sign people and make deals, and now we're going a different route. We're actually trying to build a system here and develop our own guys, and so it's going to take a whole organization to do this. And the fortunate thing for us, we have some pretty talented people up at this level right now, along with some veterans. So, you know what, a rebuild, yes, but I really like the looks of these guys, and I like what they're talking about, and I'm very excited to be managing. You know, in conversations on the phone, calling these guys up, as many as I could, and they've all been talking to each other about how excited they can't wait to get the spring training and get this thing going, and that excites me a lot, that they're passionate about this thing. They're really excited to get together. They feel like they made some strides last year, the younger guys, and they feel they're ready to turn a corner. That excites me.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun this year. It's just an added benefit that he's also from Oklahoma, which is awesome. And the fact that all he has so far is preached to us how much fun we're going to have no pressure, we're going to play the game the right way, we're going to hustle, give 110% effort, and we're going to go win some ball games.
He's loose. I haven't had an awkward conversation with him. It's like we've known each other for years already, but I've heard a lot of good things about him from his former players. And we're all looking forward to playing and getting the spring training and kind of gelling as a group.
It's going to be a learning process for all of us, and it's going to be an exciting year. I think these young guys bring a lot of energy, and hopefully we can go out there and put together a good season and give these fans something to cheer for.
What characteristics did you have as a pitcher that you will bring as pitching coach to this team?
Well, I love to compete. A lot of the things that these guys have, I had as a young player, the willingness to get better. I was taught by some great baseball people with a young Brewer organization, and actually I talked to Kirk Gibson, Alan Trammell, and Jack Morris about this. Back when I was a Brewer, we played in the American League East, and it was tough. It was tough growing up as a young starter. But, from learning from Paul Molitor, Robin Yount, Pete Vukovich, Ted Simmons, I had some pretty good teammates that taught me the ropes and how to compete in, at that time, the best division in baseball. And coming into, Tiger Stadium was very hard. Going into, those of you remember, Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, that was it's a hard place to play. Obviously, Fenway Park, old Yankee Stadium, the so-called mistake by the lake in Cleveland. I mean, I was taught right, and it's a game that I love, and it's a game that I love to compete with, and that's all you can ask for with the guys that you have is the willingness to fight and stay out there and be the last guy standing. So we have that, but it's collectively, again, it's our job as coaches to all of us to get better and to teach each other and learn from it and try to win every ball game we can, because it's extremely hard to win a Major League Baseball game nowadays.
And I talked to him like a week after he signed with us, and he said he was already watching film on me and saw some things that need to be corrected that I've changed since my time with Nationals, and I'm excited to get down the spring and start working with him and get that stuff figured out.
I don't know if my role will change. I would say that walking into the clubhouse in spring training, that the closer job is mine to lose. But having said that, everybody here wants to win. I've also proven that I can pitch in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning when the game's on the line and do pretty good. So if that's my role, because we have somebody that can also close the door at the end of the game, and that's how we're going to win ball games and win a World Series, then I'm all for it. But as of now, I'm walking into the clubhouse with my chest out, and I feel like I'm the closer, and I've earned that job, and it's my job to lose.
Do you have someone in your mind as the ace of this staff now?
Well, you've got some guys with pretty good track record. Obviously, Michael Fulmer, when healthy, he's legitimate. Jordan ZImmerman, when healthy. But right now, everything seems to be going well with both of them. But I know the organization feels the same way. We need 5 guys to go out there and be healthy throughout the year. And history tells you when you've got 5 healthy starters, you got a chance to do anything.
Do you relish the role of maybe being the ace on this squad now?
Well, I know we got 5 guys in rotation. I feel like all 5 of us are very capable of going out and winning a ball game. Obviously, Zimmerman and Fires are both very good leaders of this team, and I think that all 5 of us, no matter who it is, we're going to go out and try to win every single game, pitch deep into the games, and hopefully not give up any runs.
We got some great arms. We got some talented people. They just need to, trim the edges up a little bit and, straighten some things up. So that's what good coaches can do, and we have a good coaching staff.
For those who sit in the press box and cover the Tigers on a regular basis, what are their thoughts on the upcoming campaign? They're hoping maybe they're the Houston Astros of 2014, where 3 or 4 years down the road we can start to see the fruits of the labor. Where is this team now?
I think they'll be the Houston Astros of 2012 or 2013 this year with about 55 wins. But you have to do that, Jim, if you're going to rebuild correctly.
Yes.
In my estimation, you got to bottom out because then you get early draft picks, which are going to be essential. Then you're also able to spin off some players that get you an added group of blue chip prospects to additionally seed your farm system. Then you allow them to come up together. And that's the story for any long-term contender, is you have to do it that way. Then you can supplement with free agents down the line.
Yeah.
But initially you got to get that core group of really good young talent, and that's what it's going to take a bad year to frankly help amass.
So they're doing it the right way in your mind?
They are. Okay. I think they're a year later than they wanted to be, but that was because Mike Ilitch was going to go until his last breath to try to make that championship happen, and God bless him for that. But it probably delayed by a year a turnover and a remodeling that should have begun early.
Is Gardenhire the right guy to fit this team now?
Yeah, because I think, Jim, managers are fairly immaterial to an effort. I think it's players. But you still have to have competency in the dugout, competency in the clubhouse. You need a good skipper. Ron Gardenhire is. Jim Leland always said he had more respect for Ron Gardenhire than any manager he went up against. And there's a reason for that. Ron Gardenhire is really good. So I think, yeah, they got the guy.
Just as how genuine he is. You know, like we were out there early this morning, he's shaking hands with fans, and that's a photo op thing, right? It's expected. The new guy is going to come out and sell some tickets, but you don't expect him to sit down at a card table with 4 guys, grab the cards and say, okay, what are we playing? And these guys were like, oh, we're actually going to play? He's like, yeah, we're playing a hand. And that's the kind of guy. Now, that's not going to win you extra games, but at least you can deal with a guy who, you know, let's face it, Brad, kind of cocky, kind of thought he knew everything that there was to know. You know, I think this guy will relate to his players, the fans, the media a lot better.
Just like mail carriers traveling through cold and snow to do their respective jobs, so too are Tiger fans dedicated to come out to the ballpark for Tigerfest on a cold January day. That story when we come back. Now it's time for your Tiger Tickets Tiger Trivia, brought to you by Xfinity. Alan Trammell and Jack Morris are the latest Tigers to be elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Our question, how many of those enshrined in Cooperstown wear a Tiger cap? We'll have the answer for you later in the show.
If you sign up for DirecTV's latest deal, prepare to be blindsided. Because they'll double your rate before you know it. And you'll find you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000 bucks. That's why the smart choice is Xfinity. You can see all the best action in football all season long, with no surprises. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Even an Iraq vet like me who's in really good shape needs good health care, especially when it's top quality and convenient. And it's not just for men. In fact, aren't you a vet, Patricia?
Yeah, I served in the Air Force.
When I come to the VA, the people understand veterans' needs. I get great care with good doctors and nurses and state-of-the-art facilities. Because, hey, I was there and I earned it. And if you deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan, including with the Guard or Reserves, you did too. Here's another thing. I'm within 5 years of my time over there, so there's no copay for any service-related condition. That makes a difference to me. So why not come in today? When you check in, you'll get a full medical exam, first thing. Free for vets at the VA. Thanks, Doc. So check us out and see you here.
Welcome back. The Tigerfest celebration is a good barometer of Tiger fan activity. It bridges the previous season, 4 months earlier, with the looming campaign 2 months away, all the while giving fans something to get excited about. There are so many activities at Tigerfest for every fan. How neat is it to go on a tour of the Tiger Clubhouse? Fans can see how fast their fastball is. They can check out historical exhibits. And even meet their diamond heroes. Want to look like a Tiger? Fans were in mid-season form with some face painting. There are plenty of souvenirs for fans. And what's not to like about meeting a mascot? You're a big Tiger fan. How long are you going to wear that on your face?
About 5 months.
I was excited about meeting the players and just being able to get into the dugout and check out the field nice and close and see the clubhouse. That was really cool.
Is this your first Tigerfest?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a bunch of cards and balls. I got a couple signatures, autographs today.
Great,
so
great.
Yeah.
Oh, love just for the kids to come and have a good time and meet some of the players and really just enjoy their team.
Okay, what do you like about Tigerfest?
I like to go on the dugout.
Is there anything that excites you?
Baseball, period. I'm ready to start.
Just the excitement of to know that spring is right around the corner. I love baseball, and this is my team.
It's nice to be able to come out here and see all the fans lined up outside when I'm walking in, and just seeing them in here and getting yelled at quite a bit, you know. But we enjoy seeing our fans sign autographs, shaking hands, and just meeting the people that come support us.
It's awesome that they come out to this and support us, and we're happy to be here. It's an exciting time, and baseball's right around the corner, so it's everybody's positive here, and it's a great event.
Tigerfest is unbelievable. I went outside, sold the first ticket, was playing cards out in the line waiting for to buy tickets, so it's been entertaining. They're really excited folks, and you know what, there's a passion here. It's a really good passion for Tiger baseball. Sounds like a lot of them wanted me to get fired a lot earlier in Minnesota. They keep saying we wanted you here a long time ago, and I'm going, Chrysler, you guys were kicking our butt when we were in Minnesota. So you know what, they're very passionate, they're being very kind, and I'm very excited to be managing this team.
In all of sports, it seems, facial hair is becoming the norm. So too on the Tigers. Many are making a statement with a fear the beard mentality. Who's winning the beard contest?
Not me, apparently. I feel like everybody's got one now, and Norris grew his overnight. He said he's going to shave it off. I've been working on mine since the season ended, so I don't get it. Maybe it's just like his mustache. I think that's what it is. I think I just need his mustache can go down past his lips. I don't understand how it's comfortable for one. I don't know how you grow it that long. So
it looks like a chia pet.
It's awesome. Whatever it is, it's awesome.
I think Norris probably has the best beard. I mean, if I could grow anything decent, I probably would, but times are tough over here.
Who's number one in your mind on the team?
Daniel Norris. Easily. Love Norris. Love that beard.
Would Steinbrenner be rolling over in his grave right now?
Yeah. And not for the first time. But yes, he is, and the Yankees aren't going to allow that. But the Yankees are a little more conformist than a lot of clubs, and the Tigers, I think, have got probably the right idea.
Coming up, Cooperstown will have 2 new Tigers added this summer, and we'll have the answer to this month's trivia when we return on Your Tiger Ticket. But first, here are some key dates on the 2018 regular season schedule.
calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you are beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Next.
Now the answer to your Tiger tickets, Tiger Trivia, brought to you by Xfinity. Alan Trammell and Jack Morris are the latest Tigers to be elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Our question, how many of those enshrined in Cooperstown wear a Tiger cap? The answer, 11 Hall of Famers wear the Old English D on their caps. The addition of Trammell and Morris will bring the total to 13. In all, there are 29 former Tigers enshrined in Cooperstown. Before the Hall of Fame changed the cap-wearing policy in 2001, the inductee chose the logo depicted on their plaque. In addition to those 29, add legendary broadcaster Ernie Harwell to the mix. He was inducted in 1981. The highest individual accomplishment a baseball player can achieve is gaining entry into the Hall of Fame. It took a while, but former Tigers Jack Morris and Alan Trammell have captured baseball immortality. Alan Trammell spent his entire 20 years in the majors with the Tigers, playing sparkling defense at shortstop, winning 4 Gold Glove awards, and with Lou Whitaker, combined to become one of the greatest double-play tandems in Major League history. Alan could also swing a bat, 7 times hitting 300 or better. He socked 185 home runs and drove in more than 1,000 runs. In 1984, Tram won MVP honors in the World Series, batting .450 with 2 round trippers.
To say that I'm honored, my gosh, that's an understatement. I've prided myself for years of being prepared, and that was kind of my style of how I played. But I find myself with my mind drifting constantly. I'm trying to stay on task, and I'm having a very difficult time doing it. I'm going to be honest. I feel a little bit out of place. The Hall of Fame, that's got a great ring to it, but when I hear Alan Trammell Hall of Fame, it hasn't resonated yet.
Jack Morris was considered by some to be the best starting pitcher of the 1980s. Jack recorded 254 total wins and was the epitome of workmanlike effort, racking up 175 complete games, unheard of in today's baseball model. Morris's 18 years in the big leagues spanned 3 franchises, 14 with the Tigers. He also played with the Twins and Blue Jays and won a World Series with all 3. Like Trammell, Jack too has a World Series MVP trophy, capturing it with Minnesota in 1991. He still remains in many top 10 Tiger categories, including games played, strikeouts, and shutouts.
Obviously, this is a very humbling point in my life. I am very proud and honored to join some of my heroes here and a lot of other guys that aren't here. It's been a while. It's been a tremendous learning experience for me. Something that I don't regret today. I'm especially proud to go in with my friend and a guy who helped define who I was. It doesn't get any better for me.
Both Both men had been on the Hall of Fame writers' ballot for 15 years, all of those times falling short of the required 75% of the votes to get in. But this past year, we saw an updated voting method, which for many became a fair and legitimate way to look at potential candidates.
How about overwhelming? And it has not sunk in. I'm just so proud to be, as Jack is, to be going in as a Tiger. And you know, we're hoping that maybe one day we might have a little influence to maybe get my sidekick Lou in there. But again, this has been a whirlwind for the last 6 weeks, and you know, come July 29th, again, we'll be proud Tigers.
Okay. Hall of Fame ceremony July 29th in Cooperstown. The next selection by the Modern Era Committee is next year in 2019, and maybe Lou Whitaker will finally get the recognition that he rightly deserves. By the way, Trammell's number 3 and Morris's number 47 will be retired in separate ceremonies at the ballpark this August. Some final thoughts coming up right after this.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?
It'll be an unusual season for the Tigers. Gone are many of the multi-million-dollar salaries, with lots of new faces in the lineup. Detroit is essentially starting over, just like the Houston Astros a few years back. The Tigers hope to build a winner under new manager Ron Gardenhire, and ultimately, like the Astros, hope to be celebrating something very special in the not-too-distant future. That's our show for today. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jim Berk. Hope to see you in the spring. So long for now.